the escapades may not be a very good story to the new man.
Yes.
And perhaps the man will be thinking that, oh, that means
now damaged goods are good.
But what if he
doesn't?
No.
I think I have a different
opinion. I have a different opinion. That look, truth is truth.
If you didn't trust me enough, you didn't love me enough to tell me this story before we got married, I would be hurt. Because I'll feel deceived. I mean, you lied to me.
Yeah.
You know, but then again,
Deceived
it's a gamble that she must have to take.
What of if that man that Korede just got married to is the man that will not listen to that kind of story?
I've heard of a case where the mother knew the husband, in this sense, it was the husband violating her daughter.
Yes, I
have. She kept quiet.
Something like that.
And then the one I ever heard, the daughters will cry to her for help, and then she'll be like, "There's nothing I can do. If you go outside and talk, is your father, this one."
Welcome to another exciting episode of Insight with Agatha, where you get to share your problem with Auntie Agatha. My name remains Agatha.
And I am Moji Halaya. Welcome to the show.
And I'm Wanzi Collins. Welcome to the show.
My name is Motunde. Welcome.
Today's topic is pathetic. It has to do with a young girl that was violently deflowered by her uncle. And since then, she has become stuck to that violence. No man can have normal sex with her without her demanding the man beats her up. Well, we're going for a short break. When we come back, Moji will give us the story and introduce our guest. Welcome back from that short break. Moji.
Well, today we have in our midst a special person. He's been here before and he has given us the honor of being in our midst once again. He's none other than Dr. Yomi Ojekunle. A marriage and leadership counselor. You're welcome, sir.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much, ma. How you doing, ma?
Very fine, thank you. And you?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you for the
We are honored to have you here.
I'm just meeting for the first time, so welcome.
That's fine. How you doing?
You're very welcome.
Welcome, sir.
Okay.
Well, he's here to discuss this issue with us because it's a very, very sad one. You know, it's a sad one for me as a mother because I can imagine having a daughter that would have gone through this kind of a thing. So this lady wrote that she enjoys being beaten. When you see that, you feel, oh, what a pervert. But she's not. He says, dear Auntie Agatha, I am 23 years of age. I got married a year ago to the man I thought was perfect for me. The past 12 months have shown that I might have made a mistake in my choice of a husband. He isn't what I expected. Don't get me wrong. Outside the bedroom, he's the best man any woman can ask for. He's caring and loving, but I can't feel him in the bedroom. So you'll be thinking, this one must be a nymphomaniac, but she's not. Well, that is what I feel. But he lacks the violence and rough handling I need in the bedroom to make us a great team. I like my men to beat, rape, be mean to me in the bedroom. She likes a man that can rape her, beat her. I know you would wonder if we never had sex before marriage. We did. I managed to get him to come stronger when we were at it. I really didn't want to scare him away with my crazy demands because the men I dated before him left me because they thought I was mentally disabled, especially as I get higher when giving heavy beatings. They don't understand that I was initiated into sex by a very violent man. My uncle at the age of 15, who after beating the daylight out of me, would rape me violently, sometimes adding some pepper into my vagina before penetrating me. That's serious. I got used to that kind of sex and looked forward to it. After that, he would pet me and give me whatever I wanted. He sent me to the best schools and things. I'm his sole beneficiary, and he left all his estate to me at death. The man can't cheat. He can't go die. This kind of person is not supposed to die. I'm telling you, he's supposed to die alive. My husband treats me way too nice where I want him to be a monster. Can you imagine? Please help me. How do I explain my passion to him without driving him away? Korede. So what do you, Dr. Ojekunle?
Hearing that alone,
What
I
can you
don't think
say to
any sane person can
Where do we
put
go
that
from
kind of
here?
something.
Which way to go?
Once again, good day, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome.
This is a very pathetic story.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Yeah,
indeed.
Very, very pathetic.
When I got the notice of this invite and they sent me that those literatures you just read out, I felt so sad. And I could imagine the trauma that lady must have been going through all this while.
Wow. No, with nobody to turn to.
One thing I would just first of all want to say is that marriage is honorable. Marriage is honorable. So if Korede is in that marriage and she's expecting that kind of treatment when she is in bed with her spouse, I think it goes beyond spiritual. We must say it out here. Because if actually that uncle must have done all those things for her just to draw her face to get her involved in that kind of sex attitude, I think if that man should be alive, I think justice should take its course.
Of course. Good.
Justice should
But now
take
he's
it.
dead.
Well, he's dead. We just leave that for God.
So how do we manage
Because
Korede?
you don't even know what he must have gone through before he
Yeah,
died.
that's what I'm saying.
You know,
Because you want to say something. Let me hear you.
I know he must have gone through something.
No, the man must have, he must
Definitely.
have died not of natural
For
causes.
him to have willed all his properties to her.
Yeah,
She's
and in the
I
story,
think
for her to
there were
even
two.
be her
From
sole
the story, I think,
beneficiary,
yeah.
he must have not had any kids.
Okay, let me come in this way.
Yeah, he mustn't have had
Let me come in this way.
Come on.
If
Yeah, I think you come.
Korede went through that trauma stage in life, I think that man must have done that to her in the space of either 16 to...
At a very young age.
Yeah,
He started at 15.
age.
Yeah, now,
15.
if Korede had gone through that between that space of 15 to 19,
19.
do you know that commonsensically the trauma will be in her at every space of her life?
Yes. Yeah.
Because anytime she sets her eyes on any man,
That's
the
what she's
psyche
thinking.
that will come to her brain is that this person wants to molest me.
No, the thing is,
Now she's
enjoying
addicted.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Because
So she's looking forward to a man
for
that
you
would
to have
molest her.
gotten addicted to a particular way of life, that means it must have been a psyche in you. Because whenever you set your eyes on men like that
they must treat this
they
particular.
must treat me this way.
Yeah.
Now, let me say it here. For Korede, I still believe that she needs a mentorship in this area.
She needs help.
Yeah, she needs help.
Yeah.
Because no man will ever satisfy her with this kind of dilemma.
Yeah.
Do you think no man will ever satisfy her?
Yes.
Because
no
I
man.
believe you also have men that's what they enjoy too.
But let me tell you one thing. That's not how...
No, I beg to agree. You know why?
There are also men
Because
who...
if we can have someone like her uncle who did that to her,
okay,
it would mean that there are men out there.
No, but
I feel
is that normal?
Okay.
But I feel like, sorry,
that's another
but I
thing.
feel like in that her uncle's case,
yes,
it was because it was rape. So he had to forcefully do everything he had to do to bring her to her knees. So it's not, I don't necessarily think that's his style, but because he wanted to rape her, so he had to do all those things. But then I'm still saying that there are some men that's what they also even enjoy. They enjoy, the whole crazy beating everything just to see the woman submit and be like, take over.
But we can't recommend that.
Should I,
No, I'm not recommending that.
No, this is a talk show and we must abuse that kind of attitude.
Yes, of course I know.
This is because we are trying to reorientate the populace
society.
on what the norms should be.
Mm.
Let me tell you now, if Korede had gone through that kind of space that the uncle melted on her, now let's now say that if that uncle was to be alive, would that uncle be happy for somebody to have done that to her own biological?
Of course he would.
Of
course he would.
And now let's now see it now. If Korede is in that state now, the best thing I can advise Corey to, please, let us see a spiritual cleansing.
Spiritual
Cleansing, yeah. Because for you to have had sex with somebody who treated you that way, do you know what that person had used?
deposited in her life.
Do you know what that person had used before coming to you? I mean, as a lady. And moreover, don't even say she was raped. They did it many times. Because
But every time they did it, he would beat her.
That means she's accustomed to it.
Yes, that's the worry. She became addicted to that pattern of lovemaking.
Okay, now, ma, if I may ask you, Agatha, did she cry out as at that time?
No.
We don't know because she didn't tell us. And we don't know if the uncle, for her to be the sole beneficiary of the uncle, there is the possibility that it was just her and her uncle.
Okay, now, let's have it this way now.
I'm sure there'll be other people in the house. I mean,
No,
let that one
no.
and we don't
She
know.
never really told anyone.
She didn't tell anybody.
But Moji, let me ask you a question. There's no how you can be in a house with either a man or a woman with that kind of attitude. That news will filter around.
Of course.
That means somebody must be aware of that insane attitude.
Yeah.
Friend.
Let me come in. Somebody will be aware. Yeah. But you know, in this part of the world, we have this culture of silence. You see certain things happening.
The Muslim are into silence.
You don't say, after all, Shebi the girl is not even my daughter.
Shebi
I've heard of a case. Sorry, Martin, I've heard of a case where the mother knew the husband. In this instance, it was the husband violating her daughter.
Yes, I
have. She kept quiet.
Something like that.
And then the one I ever heard, the daughters would cry to her for help, and then she'll be like, "There's nothing I can do. If you go outside and talk, he's your father. This one. Take it."
So that's the culture.
But today, sorry. You know, there are some. If you have this attitude, let's say it. Don't let us couch it.
That's what we're voicing out. It is very bad. Okay, so
why am I saying this now? The viewers that are looking at this program now, I know. One or two persons will take a leap from what I'm saying now. Yeah. And probably somebody must have gone through this kind of dilemma as well.
Some might even be going through
it right away now. Now, as for Korede now, if you have a spouse who is intending marrying you and got to know of all these escapades, that person will not follow you to the altar.
That was why she didn't tell them. I said she was pretending.
So now, the best way to have this is
what he was giving her.
Because I really feel for her. Do you know why? Because I'm taking her as my own sibling now, like a sister.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Sir, do you now think that childhood trauma have a way of impacting the lives of people, even in their marital relationships?
Yes. Let me come in this way. You know, it's like marriage is a way of life.
It is.
It's a way of life. If you want me to say it here now. And let me tell you one thing now. Even though in our own normal climate in the house, if you have 3 kids and you show preference for one to the other, they will say it to your face.
Yes.
Jokingly. Mommy, and you did this for her yesterday. Mommy, you did this.
Is she not your favorite daughter?
So what I've done is
I'm
ready to have come out to that. We've come out at this point in time. It is not late because she felt that she cannot confide in people around her then.
Yes.
That's why I said when those things were happening then, that means that man must have had sex with her series of times.
In that
same
house.
And the house was not comfortable for her to talk.
After his death, he now willed all his. What kind of will is that? After destroying
I have
her
a
life.
question and a comment.
Please do.
My question is.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Is it that, although I don't know the religion she belongs to because she did not say in the story, is it that she didn't go through any form of mentorship or counselorship during when she was getting married?
That's why I said.
That's my number one
I mentioned
question.
it.
I think it's just the.
I mentioned it now.
These days marriage.
Is it that she did not understand the importance of courtship? Because courtship is supposed to be like a stage where you're supposed to be open to your spouse. These things shouldn't have come out when she's married.
Yeah.
She said something. She said something from the letter. that she has lost some relationship
Because of this.
because of this.
Okay.
So deliberately.
Okay.
She did not open up about
Okay, okay. Let's take it from this angle now. If you're saying she lost 2 or 3 relationships before her marriage to that man that she's staying with now.
No, to the situation.
Because of that situation now.
Yes.
Now,
Before she now met this man.
Let me now say, Korede, where is the mother? Where are the siblings? Where
I
is
want
the
to
father?
believe their
Yeah,
lives. I want to believe
Because
there's
all of
nobody
them, yeah,
around.
you cannot say that.
She could be an orphan that was given, in the
So
African
him to take
Do you know why I'm
care.
asking this question? When I say siblings, there's no how you'll be in a particular situation that one of your siblings will not be aware.
No, there are situations like that.
There are times that
Yes,
people
that you are just alone with a particular.
Okay, now let's take it from this angle now.
I think I really want to answer that question.
Okay, go ahead,
I
man.
really want to answer, but before I know that Auntie Agatha would like us to go on a break before.
Let's go on a very
that's
short
fine.
break,
That's
after
fine.
which we'll come back and continue. Welcome back from that short break. You were saying?
Before we went on that break, I was just trying to see if there are siblings, there are family members that are on that lineage with Korede. Because 1 or 2 occasions, Korede must have come out to say, oh, I was going through this, I was going through that, and I just want you to be aware. But in this scenario now that the uncle had died, it's so pathetic that this man had destroyed Korede's life. Because we should know the fact that Korede cannot come back to our original self.
No,
again,
Never.
unless she goes through a period of mentorship and counseling. In the sense that so that she will be aware of the fact that marriage is honorable. Even though you are going to have sex in marriage, it shouldn't be all these
Battering.
battering, assaulting, and all that.
How about, sorry, I
Okay.
just thought of something. How about we say Korede have a conversation with her husband?
Yeah,
That's part of the solution.
Yeah, I was going to
Yes.
say that.
Okay.
How about she
So
gets
she
to
should have a conversation that, hey,
Wait,
I'm crazy.
no, wait. That's I mean, at the end of the
No,
day, that's her
They are-
husband.
so we must
Do you
look for
understand?
something.
And I feel like the way she has described the man to us, that he's a caring, I feel
son.
like he's a soft and patient. I want to believe he's a soft and
Yeah,
patient
he
person.
appears to
That
be.
perhaps, babe, this is what is happening. I used to pretend to you that I was, but this is what I enjoy. I mean, for the future of that marriage, because at the end of the day, I want to believe, this is already affecting her marriage, self.
Yes,
to be honest,
now.
that's why she had to come out.
Let me come in there. I don't think she should tell the guy this is what I enjoy, because that would be validating that sort of sex. I think she should actually have a conversation.
No, what she's saying is to open up to the guy.
Open up to him,
Which
and
wants to open
perhaps
up.
he can help her.
Tell him our experience. This is
And that is the
That's what
opening
I'm saying.
of.
Like, open
because
up
when you
to-
say tell him that
Mommy,
this is
not
what
let
I
me finish.
enjoy.
let's have to-
like, this is what okay, this is me. Basically,
Yeah.
this is me. This is how I became me. This is what happened. This
Uh.
is what led to this. And then, like, not hide any fact.
Yeah, she should
Tell him how it happened, how I started liking it. Now this is it. Before we got married, now that we're married, this is it and everything.
And
And
this
And this is the reason. This is why I didn't tell you.
that's what I'm saying. Like, this is
You
me.
know?
Do you understand? Like, no, like, we're coming out naked, everything, placing everything on the table, so that if he truly loves her, he can now help her. In fact, it might not be the mentor, it might not be the counselor, it might not be the therapist,
they could even be
everything.
going
I
to
think
the-
she
Do you
also needs
understand?
professional help.
Okay.
Yeah, they can
Let
be
him
going
come
for
in.
the.
Yes.
More today, I love your contributions, and I think there are some of the solutions that will go along with this. But let me tell you one thing. Korede cannot talk directly to the husband firstly. Do you know why?
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 The man will have this insinuation that, you've been irresponsible.
Yeah.
This is why.
That is it.
Well,
No. Just
also
hold on.
Let me finish.
Let
Just
us
hold on.
finish.
At times, when you want to bring out some issues, you don't bring the dirty part first.
Yeah.
You don't bring the dirty part. You first of all place the good ones so that one will soften the ground.
Yes.
Because let me tell you one thing, that man, they walk away.
There's
That
every
is it.
possibility.
There's every possibility
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Out of
you walk
100%, there is
Yes.
90% that
Thank
that
you,
new
sir.
man will walk away.
Thank you, sir.
Somebody has to stand in for
Like
Korede,
who?
like a mentor.
And how?
That person-
Therapist.
Yeah, and
Yes.
like, because Korede needs to understand the fact that no man will be happy to be aware of the escapade
yes.
of the wife he is planning to marry.
Oh,
No,
that's
they're
already married.
He has married.
Okay, let's have this way now. They are married now. Okay, now the escapades may not be a very good story to the
Husband.
to the new man.
Yes.
And perhaps the man will be thinking that, oh, that means all this.
Now damaged goods I got.
But what if he
No,
doesn't
no,
think
no,
like
no,
that?
I think I have a different.
opinion.
yeah,
I have a
It's gonna be
different
like that.
opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That look, truth is truth.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good.
You have said marriage.
I would like to hear
Listen,
Colin's contribution.
wait,
Okay.
wait.
Man.
That
Collins,
marriage.
Collins, do you know why I'm saying you should hold on?
Yeah.
You know, marriage at times, it will have the easiest way. When you go this way, it will have another route if you go this way.
Yeah.
Now, what of if that man that Korede just got married to is the man that does not listen to that kind of story?
Well, according to Korea's
Okay,
description,
true now. If Korede is ready to speak out, will Korede manage the situation after that encounter?
Yeah.
It's either way.
See, let me tell you one thing. Why am I saying all this? There's no how you share a story with me. I will have a confidence that I will call behind. Mr. Boye,
Hey.
Korede was telling me this story yesterday.
then that's not a good
No,
person.
this I have a different.
Okay, man.
That's not
Hey,
the
no,
point,
let's
right?
just listen to
Now,
Collins.
I'd like to speak as
A man.
a man,
Okay.
you know, and also I like to put myself in the shoes of that man in this thing. You know, the lady said something that is very profound.
Yeah.
Outside the bedroom,
It's a
there
great
is a
man.
Yes.
wonderful being.
That is already a fact.
Now, the thing that will hurt the guy is the fact that, because this is what will hurt me too, the fact that you don't trust me enough
to tell
to
me.
tell me first. Why would
Then
you wait for
take
me
me
to
out.
marry you
Before
before
you
you tell me
tell
this?
such a
Now,
story.
the thing is, I like to say I'm a big boy. I can handle the truth. Tell me the truth and let me be the one
To judge how I want to take it.
judge how I handle it. Now, that's where she's going to have an issue.
Yeah.
But then again, it's a gamble that she has to play.
To take.
A very
She has to
big
just
risk.
trust that this sweet, loving man will still be sweet enough and patient enough
To
to
listen
give
to.
her the benefit of a doubt. I support you when you say somebody should be there
Yes.
when she's telling the person, depending on her. Most times we say our pastor and all that, depending on her religion, anyways. Because obviously from the story she doesn't have anybody that she can talk to in the family. Because if she did, it's a gamble that she's willing to take.
She must take.
And this is where I'll have a problem as a person. You didn't trust me enough. You didn't love me enough to tell me this story before we got married. I would be hurt. Because I'll feel deceived. I mean, you lied to me.
Yeah.
But then again,
Deceived
it's
is
a
the
gamble
word, yes.
that she
must
just have to take. I kind of support when you say somebody has to be there. But I don't know her religion.
If somebody has to be there, the person will have to be maybe a therapist or
No,
somebody.
this is what I'm going to say. Obviously, she
somebody
doesn't
has
have
to be
anybody in the
there.
family.
Excuse me. This is a situation that is very dicey.
Okay.
You have to be sure the person you are bringing in,
It's on your page.
it's matured enough to handle this
yeah.
and
that
not
is where-
externalize an internal
And
matter.
that's where the role of a spiritual man, either an imam
Wait, that's
or a
spiritual
Spiritual or no
not.
spiritual.
They're also
Okay,
humans.
A very
somebody
matured person.
matured.
Okay, let me.
And then that's the professional help.
Okay, let me come through this route. In this life, marriage is like a way of handling issues that you are not aware of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand.
Things will always pop up.
Yes. Because do you know one thing now? You may be sitting down with your spouse now and an issue will erupt and everybody will
Flare up.
flare up. You'll be wondering that a few minutes ago they are chatting, they are gisting, they are laughing. What I feel Korede should still do, Korede still need a form of therapy. Because
Of
course, we have agreed on that.
She has to get therapy.
Because that psyche is still running in her. Because there's no how she will be in bed with a man. That psyche will still be running.
Yes.
So she still need
And
to
she will
sort.
never get satisfaction.
And she still need to sort consultation on that.
She
And
has
two,
Of course she will.
yeah,
Definitely.
and two, I still believe that either she's a Christian or a Muslim, which other one, she still needs to have spiritual cleansing.
Well, let's go on a short break.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll continue this interesting topic. Welcome back from that short break. Is still Insight with Agatha, and our topic is still the rape love kiss.
The rape love kiss. But it made her rich, you know.
So
Well,
In conclusion, what do you think?
my submission is just that it's so pathetic, because there is no how you listen to this story and you will not feel so sad about the situation. I just pray that everything that will come, this will be a solution that will help her in this new journey of her life. But let's just be open here. One, Korede still needs a therapist.
yeah,
Because there is no how you can go through that kind of trauma that you will not need somebody beside you. Two, Korede still needs to go for spiritual cleansing. Because that man that died and that willed all those property to her, something must have been
fishy.
something must have been embedded in those things that must have been willed to Korede. For Korede to have been in that situation with that dead uncle. That means that uncle, okay, let me part away with all this ones.
Guilty conscience.
I've ruined her life already. So please, somehow, because that new man will now be sorting out the problem of an older man.
Yes, so what
So
he doesn't
somehow, Korede still needs spiritual cleansing. And three, I beseech on that new man. That man needs absolute patience with Korede. Because Korede can never be the same Korede when she was 14. Because I learned that man started molesting her at the age of 15. So Korede can never be the same human being that she was before that escapade started happening. I pray Korede will come out of this.
Baby
Thank you
girl,
very
you
much.
gotta come out of it.
Okay.
Matunde.
Hi, Korede. So, I'm going to talk as Motunde. I sincerely want to believe that you're married to a mature man. If this were me, I'm not going to lie. I'm literally going to be like Korede. I got addicted and all that. I cannot open my mouth to tell a friend this thing. So I want to understand that that's the reason why no family member, and perhaps who knows, maybe our family members, they will judge her or whatnot. They'll even think she's lying. That how can you be lying against,
This man that took
do you
care of you and
understand?
gave
So
you
I won't
everything
tell
and all
anybody. I can relate. But I strongly still want you to have this conversation with your husband. You have stated facts. Why am I feeling emotional? You have stated facts that he's a caring man outside. In fact, he's so caring that you had to lie to yourself about who you are because you wanted to end up with this man. Jonathan. So that means he's a very, very,
Very good man.
Very, very good man. So for you to have that confidence in him, of course, with the prayers and everything, and have this conversation with him. I don't know why I believe that he's even going to be the one to help her out of this situation. Perhaps like, okay, you know what? Okay, let's do it your way. Let's see how it goes. We do it your way, we see how it goes. Now let's do it my way and let's see how it goes.
You mean having sex the way she
Yes,
wants?
I'm just saying. Like let's even see what you enjoy in this. They do it. Now let's do it the way it is supposed to be. And then they do it. I feel like if that does not help, you guys should go out and then both of you should now go out and seek this thing. Having somebody by her side, somebody that she loves like that, is going to help her to even come out of the trauma or whatever it is faster. Because there are so many things that are going to start practicing, and then she's going to start understanding that, oh, this is not how sex is supposed to be. This is how, but all these things I was enjoying it because that's how my uncle was doing it and everything. It will bring her back up. Yes, I subscribe to what he said. She needs a therapist. 100%, but have that conversation with your husband, because who else are you going to have the conversation with? It is your husband. If he truly loves you, if you guys want to, you're at the end of the day, I feel like this is going to be a thankful situation at the end of the day. My own is have that conversation, see a therapist, and go and explore.
Collins.
Korede, you've been through a lot, really, but I'd say you made a great mistake by not trusting the man you are. I like to say that some of us are big boys. They can handle the truth. I for one, I can handle the truth. So I would go with Motunde. You have to trust your man enough to be sweet, but then understand that this man will no longer be the same after hearing this.
Very possible.
Of course, but then it's a gamble that you must take. You have to have the conversation with your husband. You have to be open. This is not the time to hide or twist anything. You're already in the marriage. If it's heading for the rocks, it will head for the rocks. If it's going to float, it's going to float. So have that conversation with him. Be as open as possible. Definitely, you need a therapist. So, but that's after you must have had the conversation. Then look for somebody matured enough to be in your midst. When you are having that conversation. But understand that things will no longer be the same. The man will feel betrayed. And all that. But then you put through.
Would you?
Yeah, well, it's nice that the Gen Zs feel that you have a conversation, and if the guy can accept, but that is fairy tale. We are talking about reality now. I'm not sure that a young man just got married will hear such a thing, and they will now feel that okay, if this is your way, we'll do it like that. When you come to reality, marriage, the reality is different from all this fairy tale and fantasy that we talked about. So, and I would like to say this to Korede. Yeah, you went through a lot in the hands of your uncle and everything, but I think you're a bit selfish and self-centered in getting into that marriage, knowing what you have gone through, not opening up to this guy that this is what has happened. Just because you even pretended to like his own way of love making, just because I think that was a bit selfish.
No, she was deceptive.
Yeah, actually. I think that was a bit selfish on your part. And whatever happens after all this, I think you also have a lot, of blame on your hands. But that being said, I think, the guy has to know, but he gets to talk to somebody that is matured. I don't subscribe to you calling a man and telling the man, this is the way I like Dr. Ojekunle said. The thing you just think. Forget about what Collins is saying here, that he's a big boy. He's a lie.
No, I didn't.
I'm not talking about. That's just a joke. I'm just joking. But let me to be sincere with you. Get someone. It doesn't really have to be a spiritual leader, whether a pastor or an imam or something like that.
I didn't want
it could be,
what is it? Sorry, Moji. Sorry.
No. I don't want to make it a spiritual.
I don't think. It should be a spiritual person.
I'm not saying it cannot be, but I don't want
an imam or an afa or a pastor. I don't really. There should be somebody. At least you got married. Some people were at your wedding.
Yes.
So there should be someone that is matured, either possibly not even a member of your family that this person is matured enough to handle certain things. Then talk to that person. The person will now in turn call the two of you together and then talk to the two of you. From there you can now find solution. And of course, you need therapist, you need professional help. So just go about it this way, and I believe that.
Okay.
It's God on your side.
Sorry,
everything will turn out well.
I've heard all of you speaking about this, but you never talked about one thing. Between Korede and that late uncle, there is a course already.
Yes.
Yes, when we get to I'll address that.
There's a course already. So for that new man to be alive, that course needs to be broken.
Wait.
Yeah.
I can't have sex with you.
Wait.
That's it. That's
You
it.
see, I think let us Korede, you are no longer a child. This is reality. This is not fairy tale. sex the way you see it is abnormal.
That's it.
Yeah, that's just the
So
word.
get that straight, that it is not normal. To continue to demand that somebody adopt the way your uncle you treated you, putting pepper into your vagina and everything, it's wrong.
Oh wait, we skipped that.
It's wrong.
It's
That is not sex.
That's torture.
Torture.
That's torture.
So get it out of your
Violence.
mind.
like, that is.
Then, Korede,
Skipped that.
the first step is to reconcile with God. In the secrets of your room, kneel down.
She's got to ask mercy.
Ask God to direct you. Because this is a very complex situation. Any wrong move will complicate this matter. If you do not get the right direction from God, you tell a parrot. Rather than the matter to be resolved,
Confined, yeah.
everybody will get to know. And even if your husband is going to forgive you, the fact that it has been externalized, the
Third
man
parties.
will not forgive you. I don't want to believe that your uncle and you are the only one left or in the whole family. There must be somebody from your father's side, from your mother's side. Yes, you could not tell them then, but somebody represented your father's family, your own family during that wedding.
Exactly.
If you could bring that person to attend your wedding, you felt comfortable enough to invite that person to stand as your mother or father. Please go back to that
What if
person.
that person was rented?
Then please, I would like to
Rent
say
the person.
this.
Re-rent the
Please, I would
person
like to
because
contribute
confidence enough.
Please, because this particular issue actually is very rampant, but we sweep it under the carpet. It's going on every time. Please, when you see certain things in the family, you will suspect that something is going on, but you keep quiet because that is not your child. God has placed each one of us, God has placed us to have impact in the lives of others. Something like that cannot be going on under your nose, and then you feel that, okay, since it does not affect you personally, that it is nothing. Please, let us save lives. A lot of girls are damaged by such attitudes.
Then,
please, let us try.
If you love that man enough to go into a marriage with him, you must entrust that man with this information.
Thank you, Bam.
Exactly.
That this is me. It's we women, we have this thing. When we set our mind, even the most wise man, we know how to bring him down.
Word.
Use that gift God has put in you as a woman to sit your husband down and tell him. Cry if you have to cry.
Oh, she's gonna cry.
Kneel down, hold him. For him to have settled for you, there's something he sees in you, a quality he sees in you that will make him listen. Do that. The way you've been pretending to like his way of lovemaking, pretend for that one night. Give him his best food. Then sit him down. When a woman is determined, there will always be a way. Well, we've come to the end of this wonderful edition of Insight with Agatha. Let us hear the last word from her.
Okay. I still remain my name. I still remain my humble self, Dr. Ojekunle.
Thank you for...
I just feel that these cases is very prevalent in the society.
Yeah.
We still have more of that in the society.
Yeah.
In different forms.
I think we should even...
I just believe that we should try and have this orientation that the way you treat people is the same way they will treat your children. Yeah. That's just the psyche we should all have. That the same treatment you melt to people is the same treatment they will melt back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. We hope when we call you again, you will come.
He's definitely gonna come.
I'm definitely sure.
You will come.
Yes.
Like
He's a friend of the house. He's a friend of the house.
Thank you so much.
Matunde,
Thank you guys for watching our show. We appreciate it as usual. Do not be scared to leave that comment. Do not be scared to slide in our DM, our messages, our inbox, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. The website is www.insighttoagatha. So please like, subscribe, share, comment, leave that comment, voice out. Talk your problem. Like Auntie Moji always says, a problem shared is a problem solved. Thank you from me.
Yes, like Motunde said, we want to see you in all of our DMs, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, on our website. Send in those messages, leave those comments. They are very, very important. We'd like to hear from you. In fact, you could even have a better solution for Corey Day, So she'll be waiting to hear from you. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Moji? Yeah. Same.
Same of same.
Yeah.
I'm not coming with you.
Okay. Well, it's been wonderful. And thank you for having us in your space.
Thank you.
Until next week. Bye from everybody.
Bye-bye.